You want to be good at Stellaris. A game which, when you first play it, you go, oh my god. And, well, I did the same. Yeah, I was overwhelmed. I could not ever build a proper empire. I tried robots, I tried devouring swarms. I tried everything that I thought was cool and funky. Never could I achieve true galactic brilliance. Never could I go in overdraft. Never I could really spend every penny in my pocket and make all the money. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna let you know a small trick I learned. Trader bars are utterly, immensely, insanely broken. I'm gonna show you why. First and foremost, you're gonna want one of these three builds or something similar. You want to go as a mega corporate. Why? You're gonna get more unity, and unity means money because unity gives you really good traditions that you can use to generate more trade. Trade is the best thing you want and you can get. With that, you want to get free traders and permanent employment, and I will explain why. Free traders is quite frankly self-explanatory. 10% extra trade and 10% office branch value. This will make you richer. Permanent employment is how you create zombies. You have to pay normal people for work. Zombies, on the other hand, you don't have to pay them. They'll keep working for you free of charge. You get this unique building, the posthumous employment center, which generates, using consumer goods, food, or minerals, more organic pop growth of the zombie trait, and these are bloody amazing. With regards to the ethics of your empire, you're gonna want to go with anything of these three principal ones. You want either authoritarian, xenophile, spiritualist. The reason why you want to go for xenophile is it gives you more trade value. If you go fanatic xenophile, you have 20% more trade value and 2 envoys. This is going to give you the diplomatic weights and the ability to trade your way into any situation you want. If you go with authoritarian, I would recommend going only normal authoritarian, as this will give you that extra influence that you want for expansion earlier in the game and the worker pop resource output. If you do go with spiritualist, that's gonna help you get rid of the pesky robots, so no robot revolutions. And you get 10% more unity. Edicts cost 10% less, and edict cost is used. So upkeep and cost is reduced for edicts, and you get more upkeep. Of course, you can mix and match to whatever sort of flavor you want. This is more of a general guide. Now, you tell me, but Linksy, where do I start? You're gonna want to be a void dweller, or you're gonna want to have a relic world. Why do you want these starts? Let's start with void dweller. You're gonna start with 3 orbital habitats that have the technology to build more early game, allowing you to expand aggressively. Even though you have very few systems, you can have some extremely rich systems. And this will give you higher trade value. Higher trade value gives you more money. Remnants is great because you start on a relic world. Relic worlds are absolutely amazing, super hyper rich planets that you can transform in a Euconopolis at will. However, there are pros and cons to each. Start on Relic World, you're gonna have a much slower start. It will spiral out of control in the end game. You're gonna have a much slower start, and you're gonna need to be militarily aggressive. You're gonna need to go diplomatic federations early on. Trade federations, of course, nothing else is important. To go with Void Dwellers, you can play more passive, and this is the 3 builds that I have. You notice that all of them I pretty much took Thrifty. Thrifty gives you 25% trade value increase. So above and beyond that, you take rapid breeders because you're gonna want that pop growth. You want as much population as possible. So rapid breeders is a must. In this case, I took phototrophic. This is incredible because it reduces the food upkeep with energy, allowing you to be able to generate more population from gene clinics and from your posthumous center. Of course, with the humans, instead of phototrophic, I went with intelligent or strong. Both of them give you benefits. Strong gives you that 2.5 extra percent in resource output, and intelligence gives you that lovely, juicy research. The Empire of Trade is the one I decided to show you guys, and for reasons. Primarily, the fact that this was one of the most ridiculous snowball of facts I ever got. This is a multiplayer game played with some AI, however, I have 27 planets. I started with a relic world capital, which is now a Eucanopolis. I have another Eucanopolis and a few more on the way being built. My economy, just 150 years in, is through the roof. I make 10,000 energy credits a month. I produce 3,300 alloys. My fleet capacity is 330% over the limit, and I can build more if I want. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the trade value of a blossoming empire knows what it's doing. There are a few tricks to get to this place, but first, you're gonna want to make sure your trade empire is very well connected. This is important as that trade value, as you see here, it's 1013 over there, 880 over there, and slowly building over here. Regis. Every single one of these is important. Trade value comes from your trade route. Trade routes you need to build space stations on, which are trade hubs. What are trade hubs? Trade hubs are stations where you build and upgrade as much as possible. The more trade hub you have, the more collection range you have. So in this case, I have 4 trade hubs and an off-world trading company. That means my trade reach is +4, and each of the trade hubs produce an additional 2 value over the base. Meaning, currently I can collect up to 4 systems away. Right now, this trade system can collect 1, 2, 3, 4, and it collects all of that region. I've built them quite close to each other for a simple reason: piracy. If you look over here, I have piracy. Max piracy is of -300 trade value. The trade route itself has 1,300 value going through, but the piracy is stopping quite a significant amount of that. How do you deal with this? You deal with this by either patrolling with your fleets or getting yourselves a proper defense system. Defense system comes from building hangar base. They reduce the piracy in the area quite significantly. Each one gives a trade protection of 10. Periodically, I just fly my fleets through the area and they clean out the pirates, especially when they spawn. Fleets all over the systems, and they are doing their best to control piracy. How do you build your planets? My capital is a research planet, and you want that research because you want the next research tier. However, you build commerce megaplane, and these guys are your best way. Commercial segments and commercial zones. Building habitats is gonna really help that. And if you start in a habitat world, you are gonna really benefit early on in the campaign. That money coming in. Trade value is going to skyrocket. Ring worlds are a very good start for this. The problem with ring worlds is you really have to bunker down and not expand at all. Habitats and ring worlds give you that really nice growth. Planets, good planets, you put 3 or 4 commerce megaplexes on them, commerce zones, commercial zones, and I'll keep upgrading them, and they will give you an insane amount of trade. So you can see here, each job produces +54 trade. If I go to population, I have 40 available jobs. Best part, build a posthumous center such as this one. Zombies can work as clerks, and clerks are the main driving force behind your economy. Each clerk gives you bonus +5 trade value, and if I just keep telling you this gives you plus this, plus that, plus whatever, you're not gonna get it. So I'm gonna do this. More trade clerks, more profit. More zombies, more trade clerks, more profit. More planets, more zombies, more trade clerks, more profit. You get the picture? Get more planets, fill them to the brim with zombies, working as your trade clerks, put some managers in there because managers are really, really useful. Each of them produce unity and trade value and money. The problem that you're gonna tell me is link sync. How do I keep the maintenance on these bastards? They are draining my consumer goods. I have plus 2000 consumer goods. How? This is very simple. The reason why you need unity is so you get your traditions early on. Getting your traditions early on allows you to get the 3 most important ones for you. You're going to want to get mercantile, and you're going to want to get federal trade fleets, which allows you to get additional trade value with marketplace of better ideas. You're going to want to get diplomacy, so you can get diplomatic networking. Whenever you set up embassies, you get extra unity. Most importantly, you're going to want to get defederation. We'll get to that in a second. And finally, you're going to want to get prosperity and build standard construction templates and public works division. This gives you extra housing with your city districts. You're going to be building a lot of city districts. Finally, going back to federal trade fleets, this will give you a really awesome thing. If you go to your policies, you're going to go to trade policy. It's going to unlock the ability to change your trade policy from wealth creation, which for each trade value you gain an additional energy credit, to something that allows you to get consumer goods and energy credits. But Linksy, how do you have a trade league? Trade league gives you 0.5 energy credits per trade, a little bit of unity, which really adds up as you can see, and a little bit of consumer goods, which really adds up as you can see. That's because we have a federation, trade federation. The trade federation is something you'll want to establish as soon as possible. Throw all of your envoys in there and make them work on leveling. The first thing it does, it gives you the trade leagues, which gives you the ability to change the policy from consumer benefits and marketplace of ideas into one thing. Combines the benefits of consumer benefits and marketplace of ideas, giving you the juicy power. With various tiers, you get different bonuses and different abilities, but hey, it just keeps adding up. Above and beyond that, you get a trade federation fleet, which is a free fleet, insane proportions. You can see the fleet power over here, 200k power. Are you not convinced yet? You can also do one more thing, since you are, of course, a mega corporation. You can build branch offices. Yes, you can build on your allies' networks, on their planets, on their habitats, wherever. And these give you value. You can build buildings there, commercial forums, public relation forums, fast food chains. There's a whole list of buildings that you can build that give you just so much value. Ladies and gentlemen, the Empire of Trade is now in your hands. Feel free to build your trade mega empire. Feel free to make yourselves the richest bastards in the entire galaxy, because damn right you should. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was my attempt at making a guide for Stellaris. Tell me how I did. Let me know down below, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.